Hello everyone, welcome back to my class. This is Rumana Ali. I hope you all are fine. And so up till we were discussing about the light reaction, that is about the two pathways, cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Now we are going to discuss about the dark reaction. Dark reaction can also be termed as biosynthetic pathway, and all the reactions that takes place in the absence of light, that is the light independent reactions. That information was given by a scientist named Melvin Kelvin. So based on the name of the scientist, this dark reaction can also be termed as Kelvin cycle or C3 cycle. As the first product that is formed in this cycle is 3-carbon compound product. So basing on that, it is also termed as C3 cycle. Now, the scientist Melvin Kelvin, he took some algae, he exposed that green algae to the carbon-14 radioactive compounds. So by exposing the green algae to the carbon-14 radioactive substance, he came to know about the different products that is formed. So in his experiment, after exposing the green algae to the carbon-14, he took that green algae, then he killed them by heating them in the hot methanol. After killing them, then he examined the products that are formed in the body of that green algae. And whatever the substance, when that substance or when that organism is exposed to carbon-14 radioactive, then we can clearly see the product formation, which product formed first and which one forms next. So in this way, by exposing the green algae to the carbon-14, he examined the different products that are formed and the different products that forms the Kelvin cycle or C3 cycle. So the first product that is formed in this Kelvin cycle was given as phosphoglyceric acid, which is a 3-carbon compound. So this acid is the first product of the Kelvin cycle or C3 cycle. In this cycle, the 3 reactions takes place. The first one is carboxylation. So it is said that when carbon dioxide is taken in, this carbon dioxide is going to be accepted by 2 carbon compounds. So by accepting the carbon dioxide, they leads to the formation of 3 carbon compounds. But this one is a wrong statement. Later on, it was observed that the carbon dioxide which is taken up by the plants is going to be combined with 5 carbon compound, and this 5 carbon compound is named as RUBP. The full form of RUBP is ribulose bisphosphate, and this 5 carbon compound, when combined with carbon dioxide, it undergoes a reaction which is called as carboxylation. So when it undergoes the reaction, so it can be able to undergo carboxylation only in the presence of an enzyme which is called as Rubisco. So this Rubisco is named as ribulose carboxylase oxidase enzyme. So the speciality of this enzyme is it can undergo both carboxylation and it can undergo the 2 reactions where it can help in the addition of carbon dioxide and also in the addition of oxygen. So depending upon the external factor, it either acts as a carboxylase or acts as an oxidase. So this is an enzyme which involves in carrying out the different steps or carrying out the carboxylation step of Kelvin cycle. So in the C3 cycle, there are 3 main steps that are involved. The first one is carboxylation, the second step is reduction, and the third step is regeneration. Let us see how these 3 kinds of reaction takes place to form C3 cycle or Kelvin cycle. So the first thing is carbon dioxide. When it absorbed by the plants, it is going to be combined with RUBP, which is a 5 carbon compound. Now here we are going to take, so here in this cycle we are going to take 3 molecules of carbon dioxide and here also 3 molecules of RUBP. Now as we are taking 3 molecules, here carbon dioxide is 1 carbon compound. So the in total we will be having 3 carbons and this RUBP is a 5 carbon compound. So as 3 molecules of RUBP are included in this reaction, then each RUBP will be having 5 carbon. So in total we will be having 15 carbon of 3 molecules of RUBP. One RUBP contains 5 carbon. So if we are taking 3 RUBP, then it will become 15 carbon. So in such a way we are having 15 carbons of RUBP molecules and 3 carbons of carbon dioxide molecules. Now when they combine, they result in the formation of 6 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid. As I told you before that this phosphoglyceric acid is a 3 carbon compound. So here we are getting 6 molecules. So 3 6 are 18. So in this way in total we are getting 6 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid. That means 18 carbons in total. So 15 plus 3. 15 carbons has taken from the RUBP and 3 carbons of carbon dioxide. Both when gets combined, it results in the formation of 18 carbon 6 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid. Now this phosphoglyceric acid undergoes a reaction that is carboxylation. To undergo carboxylation, it requires ATP. So here 6 ATP molecules are required. That results in the formation of 6 ADP plus 6 inorganic phosphate. We know that in non-cyclic and cyclic photophosphorylation, ATP gets synthesized and that ATP is going to be used in carrying out the process of dark reaction. So this ATP is used by this phosphoglyceric acid to undergo a reaction called carboxylation. And after the reaction carboxylation, we will be getting a product called 1,3 diphosphoglyceric acid. So this is the product that we get. Here also we will be getting 6 molecules. 6 molecules of 1,3 diphosphoglyceric acid, and this is also a compound that contains 3 carbon compound. So in total we will be having again 18 carbon. Till here we are on the track. There is 18 carbon of phosphoglyceric acid, then it results in the formation of again 18 carbon containing 6 molecules of 1,3 diphosphoglyceric acid. Now this diphosphoglyceric acid, it undergoes reduction in the presence of reducing power, and this reducing power, 6 molecules of NADPH2. NADPH2 is nothing but reducing power that was generated in the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. So that reducing power is used up in dark reaction, and this reducing power helps in the reduction and it results in the formation of 6 NADP plus 6 inorganic phosphate. So this is about the reduction reaction. In the reduction of 1,3 diphosphoglyceric acid, it gives a product called PGAL, phosphoglyceraldehyde. Acid is getting converted into aldehyde when it undergoes reduction reaction. So phosphoglyceraldehyde will form. So how many molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde we are getting? Again we will be getting 6 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde, and this phosphoglyceraldehyde is also a 3 carbon containing compound. As we are getting 6 molecules, here we'll be having 18 carbons in total. Out of 6 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde, 1 molecule is getting released. So 1 molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde contains 3 carbon. So 3 carbon compounds are getting eliminated. That means 1 phosphoglyceraldehyde is removed from these 6 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde. So how many remaining? Now here we will be having 5 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde which undergoes other reaction, and here 1 molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde which has been released, it is going to be used in glucose synthesis. In the synthesis of glucose, this 1 molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde, that is a 3 carbon compound, is used. Now remaining 5 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde, here 5, as we are having 5 molecules, we will be taking as a 15 carbons. Each molecule contains 3 carbon. We are having 5, that means we will be having 15 carbons now. And this phosphoglyceraldehyde, it will be having 5 phosphate groups, 15 carbons and 5 phosphate groups. Out of this 5 phosphate group, 2 phosphate groups are released in the form of inorganic phosphate. Now remaining is 3 phosphate, and these 3 phosphates are getting participated in other reactions. When 5 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde undergoes certain reactions, that it results in the formation of 3-rubulose 5-phosphate. Here 5-phosphate doesn't mean that it is containing 5-phosphate. This 5 is a carbon number. On the 5th carbon, phosphate group is attached. So as we are getting 3 molecules of rubulose 5-phosphate, we will be having 15 carbon, and here the 2 inorganic phosphates are removed. Only 3 phosphate groups are remaining. So as the 3 molecules of rubulose 5-phosphates are present, we will be having 3 phosphate group. So here the remaining 3 phosphates and 15 carbons of 5 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde undergoes a reaction that results in the formation of 3 molecules of rubulose 5-phosphate, and rubulose 5-phosphate is also a 3 carbon containing compound, so that it will be having 15 carbon, and this 5 is a carbon position. So at the carbon 5, the phosphate groups are attached. In this way, these 3 phosphate groups are added. These 3 phosphate groups are balanced. 3 molecules of rubulose 5-phosphate will be having 3 phosphate groups. Now, so here in this compound, as the phosphate groups are present, it undergoes a reaction called phosphorylation, and for phosphorylation, ATP is required. So ADP, when combined with inorganic phosphate, it results in the formation of ATP. After the ATP is getting synthesized, this rubulose 5-phosphate will be converted into 3 carbon compound called rubulose bisphosphate. So in such a way, all these reactions takes place to complete the cycle called Calvin cycle, and this conversion of rubulose 5-phosphate back to rubulose bisphosphate is termed as regeneration. Let's have a quick recap of this cycle. 3 carbon dioxides will be combining with the 3 molecules of rubulose bisphosphate, and when they combine, they forms 6 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid. Here 15 carbon of rubulose bisphosphate, 3 carbon of carbon dioxide combined with each other results in the formation of 18 carbon compound, that is 6 molecules of phosphoglyceric acid. Now this phosphoglyceric acid undergoes a reaction called carboxylation. To undergo carboxylation, it needs ATP. So here 6 ATP molecules are involved in the reaction called carboxylation. It results in the formation of a product called 1,3 diphosphoglyceric acid. This 1,3 diphosphoglyceric acid is also 3 carbon containing compound, and we are getting 6 molecules of this compound. So in total we will be having 18 carbons. Now this acid is going to be converted into aldehyde when it undergoes reduction. For reduction reaction, it needs a reducing power, that is NADPH2. So with the involvement of NADPH2, acid can be converted into aldehyde, and we will be getting 6 molecules of this aldehyde. Out of this 6 molecules, 5 molecules undergoes the other reaction in the cycle, and 1 molecule of the phosphoglyceric acid is removed, that is going to be used up in the synthesis of glucose. Remaining 5 molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde contain 5 phosphate group, and it also contains 15 carbon compounds. Now out of this 5 phosphates, two phosphates are removed or released outside in the form of inorganic phosphate. Now here remaining we will be having 3 phosphates. 5 molecules of phosphoglyceraldehyde, when it undergoes a reaction, then it results in the formation of 3 molecules of rubulose 5-phosphate. We will be getting 3 molecules as only 3 phosphate groups of phosphoglyceraldehyde is remaining. So in this way, number of the phosphate group is also balanced and number of the carbon atoms or carbon compounds are also balanced. So 3 molecules of rubulose 5-phosphate contains 15 carbon atoms or 15 carbon compounds, because rubulose 5-phosphate is also a 3 carbon containing compound. Now rubulose 5-phosphate is a compound which is a 5 carbon containing compound. So 1 rubulose 5-phosphate will be having 5 carbons. In such a way 3 rubulose 5-phosphate will be having 15 carbons in total. So this compound, when it undergoes phosphorylation, it needs ATP. ATP is used by this rubulose 5-phosphate to get converted into rubulose bisphosphate. In this way, carboxylation, reduction and regeneration of RUBP takes place, that completes the whole Calvin cycle or C3 cycle. So in this way the ATP and the reducing power which is synthesized in the light reaction can used up to carry out the process of dark reaction. And why we are taking here 3 molecules of carbon dioxide? So the reason is, when carbon dioxide gets into the plant, it undergoes the Calvin cycle 6 times. 6 times the Calvin cycle takes place to generate 1 molecule of glucose, to synthesis 1 molecule of glucose. 6 times the Calvin cycle takes place. So to understand this point, we took 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. For our better understanding, we took 3 molecules of carbon dioxide. So this is about the cycle called Calvin cycle or C3 cycle. That's all for today. Meet you in next class. Goodbye.